Saurabh Bhattacharjee, and in today's video, I'm going to discuss about a very special topic, which is meditation. Now, this topic is very close to my heart, and I wanted to discuss about this for a very long time, but the timing was not right because quitting smoking requires you to follow a specific pattern. And I had discussed a few exercises. I had given you a few exercises throughout this playlist on easy ways to quit smoking. Now, how I was able to quit smoking is by reprogramming my subconscious. Now, it sounds very cool or fancy. It is nothing but changing your mindset. Reprogramming your subconscious means you change how you think, you change your mindset, you change certain process, and it requires a pattern. Now, building a habit would require you to follow a specific pattern. When you build a habit, you have to follow a specific pattern over and over again for you to master it, and then it becomes your second nature, like smoking, like drinking. Similarly, if you want to get out of this addiction, you also need to follow a specific pattern. It is scientifically proven that to reprogram your subconscious, you have to follow a certain pattern. Now, the pattern I've discussed throughout this channel, throughout this playlist, you can watch it since my first video. If you're watching this for the first time, you should go back and watch it from the first video. But the core of it, if you want to quit smoking, you have to want it badly. There is no simpler way to say this, but you have to want it badly. If you want it badly, and if you want to quit smoking and drinking easily, you have to follow a certain pattern. In today's video, I'm going to discuss about meditation and how it can help you in your quitting journey. Before that, let me share a very simple logic to connect the dots. Now, when you are ill, let's suppose you have high BP or sugar or some or the other internal disease, and if you see your doctor, most of the time they would recommend you to do a little exercise, maybe even a morning walk, because exercise helps us in the long run, right? It helps keeps our body, our health in check. And similarly, you have to treat these addictions as mental illness. Because, see, you know for a fact that smoking causing you harm. It is causing you harm, right? You know it for a fact because you're burning your lungs all the time to have a little pleasure. And you know that you're coughing your lungs out, you don't like it, but you still pursue it. So you are mentally ill because you know for a fact that it is causing you harm and you don't want to quit it. So this is you have to treat this as mental illness. So for this illness, meditation is such exercise which would keep your brain and mind healthy. Now let me share what meditation is and how it is to be done, because there are so many misconceptions around meditation, and people have different sort of opinions on what meditation is. They think that it is for older people, it is for monks, it requires you to stop your thoughts. Meditation requires you to stop your thoughts. You cannot be even remotely true when you think of meditation like this. Now, let me share how it is to be done, how you can meditate. So for meditation, you just require 5 to 10 minutes in your daily schedule. I know everyone has a busy schedule, but everyone has 5 to 10 minutes in their daily schedule. You know, they can skip 5 or 10 minutes of time when they are scrolling through Facebook feeds or Instagram stories. They can use it to sit for meditation, 5 to 10 minutes meditation, right? It is very easy to find 5 to 10 minutes from your daily schedule. So what you just need to do is just to sit in a quiet corner, in a chair, like you do not have to follow certain sitting pattern. You just sit on your couch, even you can lie down, and just focus on your breath. Like inhale, exhale, right? Just focus on inhaling and exhaling. Now, while you do that, you will have numerous thoughts. Because see, our brain operates 24/7. We think something or the other 24/7. And most of the time, we think something that has no meaning whatsoever for the things that we are currently doing. So while you do meditation, you will have multiple thoughts. So your goal would be to focus on your breath, inhale and exhale. And while you do that, you will get lost in your thoughts. It is quite natural and it is part of the meditation process. So when you had this misconception, which I also had, so it is very common with many people, that meditation requires you to stop your thoughts and focus on your breath, right? Everyone knows that it has to do something with breathing. But the thing is that meditation would require you to get lost in your thoughts. Because what meditation is that when you get lost in your thoughts, you just have to recognize that you are lost in your thoughts. And by recognizing that you're lost in your thoughts, you would shift your focus back to your breathing, and that's what meditation is. So it is like focus on your breathing, you will get lost, and you shift back your focus to your breathing, and you would continuously do that. You would continuously get lost in your thoughts, and you would continuously shift back your focus to your breathing. That is exactly how you meditate. So to begin with, you have to just take 5 minutes or 10 minutes out of your daily schedule. I think the best time to meditate should be the first thing in the morning when you wake up, and when you start your day. You should start with meditation. That just take 5 minutes of your time. If you have a rush hour at that time, take some time in the afternoon, some maybe before sleep in the night, whenever, right? It's up to you. It's up to your flexibility that when you want to do meditation, do at that particular time, right? There is no pattern or specific time where you need to sit and meditate. It is just that you have to continue with this meditation process every day for you to reap incremental benefits. Now it has many benefits, and I will only be specific on those points which will help you in your quitting smoking journey. Before I come to some specific points on how you can use meditation for your quitting smoking thing, I will demonstrate to you how you can do meditation. So let's say you are sitting for meditation and you are focusing on your breathing, which is to focus on your inhale, exhale, right? You're focusing, right? You have to focus on how you are, breathing the air and then exhaling out the air, right? Now, while you do that, you would of course get lost in your thoughts. So let's suppose you are sitting in meditation and you had this thought of winning a lottery of 1 crore, right? And you're lost in your thoughts that what if you won that lottery and then you are buying yourself your dream car or something or the other. So what you have to do, you have to recognize that you are lost in your thoughts, which is like your dream of winning that lottery, and you have to pull yourself out from that thought and then have to focus on your breathing. And then after a couple of breaths, you would get lost in some other thoughts, like you had a fight with your friends 5 days back, and you would enact that scenario multiple times, and then you are lost in that thought. But your focus was again in your breathing, right? So you have to pull yourself back out and then focus on your breathing. This is what meditation is, right? Now, if you continue with meditation day in, day out, you will enable yourself to see through your thoughts. Once you're able to see your thoughts, you will have more control over your thoughts. With continuous meditation, you would see that you think of so many unnecessary things all the time. Most of the time, you think of negative things because see, our survival instinct would operate in such a way that we have to think of negative things. But then we do not have to prioritize those negative thoughts. So after you quit smoking, you are committing to yourself that you do not want to have a smoke, not even a single puff, and you hate smoking the most, right? Now this thought would come into your head that let's have a smoke, because you built a habit over the years, right? Like I was a smoker for over 20 years and I still have this thought. I'm smoke free for over 6 months and I still have this thought that let's have a smoke, but it has no meaning to my life. I mean, I see so many other bullshit thoughts throughout the day, right? and we continuously see those thoughts. So when you meditate on a regular basis, you would see those thoughts clearly, and you know that this is just a thought. You don't have to do anything. And most importantly, you should not run away from your thoughts, from any thought, right? When you see some negative thoughts, you don't need to run away from it. You just acknowledge it, that it is just another thought, and yeah, it's a bullshit thought. That's fine. You're categorizing it, and you're moving on to do whatever you were doing at that time. It may sound very difficult, but if you practice meditation, it will enable you to think like that, right? And it can help you with a lot of other things versus quitting smoking. If you continue with meditation, you can get more benefits out of it. So from here on, if you get any smoking urges, you would just welcome that thought that, okay, I just saw that, let's have a smoke. But I quit smoking, right? I don't need to smoke. So it is just a thought. I don't need to react to that thought. Previously, when my thoughts had more control over me, when I was addicted. So when I had this thought, when I was a smoker, let's have a smoke, I got driven by that thought, and I go to a shop and then I buy a cigarette and then light up and then have a smoke. But now I have better control over my thoughts, because I now treat my thought as just a thought. I don't have to do anything to that thought, right? It is just a thought which just popped up, and if I don't prioritize that thought, it will just go away, right? But you don't need to think that, why am I seeing this all the time? You don't need to get agitated that why you are seeing that thought, because you are bound to get that thought because you were addicted for decades, right? And you just quit smoking, and it is very natural to see these thoughts. So you just have to treat this as just a thought, as just another thought. That's it, guys. I now think that I have laid out the whole path of how I quit smoking in a very simpler term. Now, it might sound very difficult for many of you guys who are looking to quit smoking and using different other methods like nicotine gum and other substitutes and alternatives. Please, if you want to quit smoking easily, this is the only way. I'm talking about the easy ways of quitting smoking. Now, I did not use willpower. I do not have to avoid my smoker friends. I can easily sit with my friends who are smoking in front of me. Of course, I hate the smell of it once they smoke, but I just, I cope up with it, right? Because they're my friends, and but then I have no urges whatsoever. But sometimes or the other, I see those thoughts popping in my head. Let's have a smoke. One smoke will not matter. But I know these are just some thoughts, and I don't need to react to those thoughts. So my next project would be to share with you how I quit alcohol. And of course, it is a different addiction than smoking, and it has a different method altogether. And believe me guys, quitting alcohol was most difficult for me because I never thought it as an addiction. So I will share everything about my quitting alcohol journey and my addiction on my next playlist. So the next project will be on how I quit alcohol and how you can use that method to quit alcohol. And since I have laid out the whole quitting smoking plan, if you still have any doubt, you can email it to me. You can even contact me on my Facebook page, and I'll be glad to help you guys. Thank you guys, and please like this video and share this with your friends, and subscribe to my channel, as it will help me motivate to create more content. If you don't subscribe, I'll still continue with creating content. Don't worry about that. If I can help one person, I'll be glad. So I will see you guys on my next video. Till then, have a great day.